Hey guys, how's it going? Matt here. And today I'm going to take a look at one of the newest approach discs from Discmania, the Evolution Tactic. I've got a Tactic in the Evo Soft Plastic, and I've been hearing a lot of people say that it reminds them of another fantastic approach disc, the Westside Harp. Now, at first feel, they've got a point. They're both kind of mid-depth. Harp's a little bit deeper than the Tactic, but neither one's really deep. The Tactic feels on the shallowish side where the Harp's more middle of the road. Some people say it feels deep to them, but it's kind of middle of the road to me. They both have super flat tops with high wings. Get a look at that right there. And you will see that actually the parting line is a little higher on the Tactic, and it doesn't have a bead. So that's kind of one thing that would make it a little more overstable and one thing that make it a little bit less. So stability wise, they should be close, and the numbers reflect that. On the Harp, they are 4303. Tactic, they got 4203. So what they're saying is basically same flight, but the Tactic shouldn't glide quite as well. In the hard plastic, I actually think the Harp flies kind of more like 4402. It's not quite as overstable in my opinion, but that's just my thinking. And the Tactic, I've only gotten a couple throws with it so far, but it definitely has a little bit more glide than 2, I think. I think it's at least a 3. So try to get some looks at throws at them and see what we think. Okay, so I gotta say, after throwing them, the results are pretty similar. On the backhand spike hyzer lines, they landed within a few feet of each other, like 8 to 10 feet every time. The Tactic is a tiny bit faster. If I had to give the numbers of my own, like down to the 10th, I'd say the Tactic is like a 4.3, 3.5, 0.3. And the Harp is like a 3.8, 3.5, -0.5, 2.5, which is not quite as overstable, but it's not quite as quick either. And I think that contributed to being just a little bit shorter on most throws, but not by much. We're talking less than 10 feet on almost, I think, on every throw, literally. They both have a similar flight. On a spike hyzer, they want to ride to the right just a little bit as they flip and then come back in and spike hard and late. On the flat shots, as you can see, both forehand and backhand, they turn just a teeny bit, like just flipping up to all the way flat or just a little bit over, and then they'll hold that straight penetrating line for a long time and then come in late hard, which I really like. It's great for approaches in that 200 to 220, or not 220, 200 down to like 120 range, or even a little shorter. I like the feel of both of them, but when people say that this is the Discmania Harp, it fits that role for them, but I think it actually might share mold pieces or at least heritage of some sort with another Latitude 64 base disc, and that is the Cenis. What it feels to me like, and you can take a look at the parting line here, it's a higher, sharper parting line, which is basically the difference between a Cenis and a Harp. The Harp's a little blunter, a little fatter looking, and this has the exact same profile as most Cenises I've seen, beadless, high wing, nice feel, almost pedal toppy, just like the harp. But what they've done here is they took away those little throw pads that were very divisive for a lot of people. And they might have even used the same top as the harp because they're awful close, but I think they didn't because this one's just a little bit deeper on the rim, as you can see. So I'm wondering if what they did was just made a fresh top for the Cenas and made that the Tactic. Both threw really great. I like them. I've been throwing the harp for a long time, so I don't think the Tactic will kick it straight out of the bag, but I could easily throw it in the same spot. Really good job from the guys in Sweden and Discmania on putting this one out. I know Casey White's been throwing really well. No relation, but I'm a fan. And I'd love to have a forehand throwing competition with Casey White. Casey, if you ever see this and you're in the South, link up, and that'd be a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching, and throw some great approaches with one of these. They're both great.